So this video is on Unit 2, Part 2, Slope-Intercept Form. So problem 1 says finding the slope of a line without graphing. While finding the slope of a line that goes through the points 6, 5, and 3, 7, Gloria figured out that the change in y is -2 and change in x is 3 without graphing. Explain how Gloria could find the horizontal and vertical distance of the slope triangle without graphing. We're going to draw and sketch the line and validate her method and then find the slope. So if we go back to the very top part of the notes, we have this slope formula that change in y, and that's what this little delta, that triangle is saying, is y minus y, change means subtract, and we're going to do that over x minus x. So that formula is exactly how Gloria did it. So let's check this out. So we know that this is x, and this is y, this is x, and this is y. So if we think about the slope formula, change in y over change in x, we're doing y minus y, so that's 5 minus 7, which equals -2, which is the same change in y that she got here. The denominator is going to be x minus x, or 6 minus 3, which is 3. And that's the change in x that she got there without graphing. So as of right now, Gloria's slope is going to be -2 over 3. So down 2 over 3 each time. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph this just to be sure. So I'm going to plot my point 6, 5. So I'm going to go over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plot my point, go over 3 and up 7, so 3. All right, so here are my 2 points. And if I draw my line between the 2 of those, and if I do my slope triangle, change colors here, I should be going down 2 blocks and over 3, which is exactly the same thing that we got when we used the formula. So drawing it, graphing it, finding the slope triangle, or finding that, with the equation is going to give you the same slope. So the slope of the line is -2 over 3. So down 2 over 3 each time. So what we're going to do for the next 2 problems is we're going to use the slope formula. All right, so I pulled up the Desmos scientific calculator just to have that handy, just to kind of show you how we can make this really easy to do. So just to recap, our slope, which is m, is y minus y over x minus x. The biggest mistake people make is that they put x on top and y on bottom. So when I go to do my slope, I'm going to set up my fraction. And I'm taking my y minus my y. I always go left to right. So I start with 15 minus 11 on the top. And on the bottom, I'm going to do 4 minus 2. So it's x minus x. What's really nice is in your Desmos calculator or your yellow calculator, you have this fraction button. And you can just type in all at one shot the numerator and the denominator. Now, I know some people might feel like, well, I could do that without a calculator, and that's fine. But if you want to use it, you can. So our slope is going to be the number 2 for number 2. So it's real easy to plug in. And again, the calculator will simplify for you, which also makes it nice. So for problem 3, we're doing the same thing. Notice that the numbers are larger this time. So it would not be a good idea to graph these points because it would be too large. So we're taking y minus y. So 86 minus 83. So I'm going to set up my my Desmos calculator here. So I'm doing 86 minus 83. And notice that the fraction, whoa, what did I just do? Notice that here that this is one big fraction. It's not split. And then my x values, I'm doing 28 minus 34. So I'm going to go below 28 minus 34, and I get a decimal. So I want to change that to a fraction because slope is always listed as a fraction. So I'm going to get negative 1 over 2. So I'm going to go down 1 over 2 each time. So the slope formula, once you get the hang of it, and you don't have to memorize it, it will be given to you for, on any formula sheet or test or quiz. But it is, once you get in the habit, it is very easy to use. So it's y minus y over x minus x. And this is what the one IXL, I believe it's S4, is all about, is plugging it in and finding your slope. So the other portion of today's notes is actually probably even easier than what we just did. This is identifying the pieces of your equation. So we're going to start looking at this equation, y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is the y-intercept. So what we're going to do for 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this is what S6 IXL is all about, is we're identifying those pieces. We are not plugging anything in, we're not solving anything, we're just saying, oh, this is the number. So for problem 4, it says find the slope of the line y equals 3/4 x plus 4/3. So we are looking for the slope or the number that's in front of x. So if I look at my equation here, I want to identify what number is in front of x. Well, that's going to be 3 over 4. So that is my slope. So for number 4, my slope is 3 over 4. Done. Nothing to calculate, nothing to plug in. Problem 5. We also want to find the slope of now y equals x plus 6. So same deal. We're looking at the number in front of x, and this usually trips people up because they're like, well, I don't see a number, so it's going to be 0. No, if you have a letter but do not see a number, remember it's like the number 1. So the slope for problem 5 is going to be a 1. We're going to go up 1 over 1. All right, number 6 and 7, now we're looking at the y-intercept. So we're looking at the number added or subtracted at the end, and the sign is going to go with that number. So for problem 6, the y-intercept of y equals negative 8x minus 6 is going to be negative 6. It is that number added or subtracted at the end. Again, nothing to calculate, just identifying. And then the last one, same idea, y-intercept. We have y equals negative 2x minus 1/4. So we're looking at the value at the end, which is negative 1 over 4. So just to recap, for slope-intercept form, you are identifying those pieces. The slope is the number that's in front of the x. Y-intercept is the number added or subtracted at the end. For slope formula, we are taking this here and we're doing y minus y over x minus x.